Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Iconic Repaints back with another custom Funko Pop. Today I'm going to be showing off Batman, who was hinted at in my Two-Face video. I told you a Batman was coming down the line. Here he is. So, before I get into the pop too much, I do have a new mic that I just set up. And I did try to do a test. I'm hoping everything sounds great right now, but honestly, I have no idea if it does or does not. So, yeah, bear with me there. Also, I like to typically outline, or if not script, the things I want to talk about with these pops. Believe it or not, there is a bit of preparation that I throw into these. And today I'm not doing it. So I have a 9-month-old son who's wild as hell, who I have to cram in everything I have to do when he goes down for a nap. So this is it. We're winging this one. Hopefully it sounds great. Anyway, Batman, I usually do a, kind of more of an in-depth character background. I really don't think I need to do that so much with Batman. I think at this point he's such a staple part of American culture, basically, that even if you're not into watching Batman, you probably know about Batman. Between all the movies, the cartoons, and everything like that. And just, so, Batman's the most popular DC comic book character. He's been around forever. I mean, this Funko Pop that I'm customizing, literally the sticker on the box says 80 years of Batman. That's a long freaking time. I think the only character in all the comics that probably is as popular or near his level is Spider-Man. And I know Spider-Man has a huge international popularity rate. Like, in other countries, Spider-Man is the shit. But in America, it's probably Batman, right? So, yeah, so this Funko Pop. So anyway, real quick, a Batman backstory. He was a young boy, a son to two very wealthy citizens of Gotham. And one night outside of a theater in an alleyway, they get all kind of held up, and his two parents end up shot and killed. And little Bruce Wayne's way of dealing with this is just years and years and years of self-torment. And then when he turns into of legal age, he becomes Batman. Beats the shit out of everybody that's committing any crime whatsoever, and just tortures and abuses people for the rest of their lives. He won't kill them, but he just absolutely, he'll pull out every card along the way, stopping right before death. He'll, nothing's out of his pedigree. He has learned, how to. He got taught by ninjas, so he's a master ninja. He's learned secrets of like mystic arts from like Ra's al Ghul, like he's he knows some shit. Let's see. He's got his family's wealth, so he builds all his gadgets and tech and everything like that. He's kind of like Iron Man in essence, and he's I'm putting quotations on this in the air. He's the world's greatest detective. So whatever that means, he's really smart. And so this Funko Pop was based on the 90s movie Batman and Robin, played by, George Clooney, who of course is everybody's favorite Batman, right? So the 90s Batman and Robin, it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of the 60s TV show that now is like so beloved with all this nostalgia. Everybody has shown all this love to the 60s goofy ass Batman TV show where everything was like pow and bam and everything like that, where it would pop up on the screen. I feel like that's kind of the same way that this movie's going. I never liked it, but it's kind of got like this place in a lot of Batman fans' heart. That doesn't sound like I'm saying that right. But I do appreciate Arnold Schwarzenegger, being in it, as far as like he hams it up in a way that's delightful. And I do really think Uma Thurman's Poison Ivy was a strong point in the Batman movies. So Batman and Robin, not my favorite, but the pop that this is based off is one of the coolest Batman pops. I really like the outfit he's got and everything. I think it's done really well. It's painted really well. I actually bought 2 of these pops because I wanted to keep one the way it was. Now, I know the popular opinion with Batman is that everybody kind of feels like the as is Batman should always, the default Batman should be kind of like in this black on black outfit. That's like the popular Batman, but I've always really liked the grays and blues, and I think that's from the late '80s, maybe early '90s. I've always really liked that look. Batman Hush is kind of one of my favorite books. I've read it somewhat recently, so with this pop, I wanted to go in that direction, and I really like how it came out. Now, what's interesting about this pop is that this is probably the first time where I caught myself transitioning from the custom artist that I was to the custom artist I wanted to become. So when I first did this pop and I was done with it, the colors were pretty much the same, but it was flatter. It basically, you know how like factory official Funko Pops come, and they're great. They got the core colors down, but they're flat. Well, that's how this was. It was really flat. I didn't really see it at first. I thought I had to actually leave it alone for maybe like a week or two and then come back to it. And I was like, this needs to benefit more from more line work or something. I need to take this to the next level. How could I do that? So what I decided to do was add a kind of a comic book twist to it. So I just, I added different shades of blue on like the gloves and the mask. I darkened different areas of the armor and left other parts brighter, just to how light would reflect. Also, like if you look at basically a comic book panel, like it's not just straight blue or straight gray. There's all different colors thrown into it. So it was mostly in the line work. You see it a lot in the mask and the gloves, the gauntlets, and the boots and the cape especially. If turning around, the cape is very comic book inspired, like where the parts of the cape that are more protruded are lighter, and then the parts that are like the crevices are like darker and used with blacks and stuff like that. So this was, if there's a pop that represents like a turning point for me for how I was trying to take the next step, it's this one. And keep in mind that even though I'm throwing these things up on the channel like on a daily basis or weekly basis, this is me catching up to so many pops. I still got almost probably 20 videos I need to make just to even be caught up to now. And this is this over the span of a year. So it took me a while to kind of figure out, what I bring to the table and how I could kind of enhance these things. So if anybody is following this for the purpose of kind of just education or inspiration, even just trying to kind of start off on your own, yeah, it takes time, and you're gonna start to see things and learn at your own pace as far as little tricks of the trade, I guess, and what makes the custom pops more you. Eventually I would like for people to look at a custom pop and be like, that's iconic repaints, or that looks like something that he would do. We'll see. But that's the goal, and I'm still trying to figure out for sure what my actual style is, because sometimes I go from this where it's more comic booky to sometimes I do straight gritty and kind of realistic. So I'm still learning along the way, and I'm sure a lot of you guys who are probably doing it are as well. And you just gotta stick with it. But anyways, that's this Batman pop. I appreciate you guys for hanging in there with me, and plenty more is coming. So like and subscribe, and talk to you soon. Peace.